Here's a secret that completely transformed my approach to gardening: dead branches. Yes, those dry, brittle sticks that most people see as nothing but yard waste. For me, they've become a symbol of renewal and a key ingredient in building a thriving, resilient garden. It's not about fancy soil amendments or complicated composting systems, just those fallen sticks and twigs that most folks are quick to toss away or burn. I used to see them as a nuisance, cluttering up my lawn and flower beds. For years, I'd dutifully haul them to the curb, convinced that a tidy yard meant a healthy garden. I thought I was doing the right thing, keeping everything neat and orderly. But then I started paying attention to the way forests work. In the wild, no one comes by to clean up the fallen wood. The forest floor is littered with branches, twigs, and logs in every stage of decay. Nature simply lets those branches decompose, slowly breaking down and returning their nutrients to the soil. This process feeds the entire ecosystem, from the tiniest microbes to the tallest trees. I realized that by removing every dead branch from my own backyard, I was actually breaking that natural cycle. I was robbing my soil and plants of a vital resource. Now, every fallen branch feels like a gift. I see them as future soil, slow-release food for my plants, and even as cozy homes for beneficial insects and fungi. They're not just debris, they're the building blocks of a living, breathing garden. My gardening goals have shifted. Instead of striving for a picture-perfect manicured space, I'm focused on creating a resilient ecosystem. Dead wood is now my ally, helping me build a garden that can weather droughts, attract pollinators, and support wildlife. There's real magic in the so-called mess. When we let go of perfection and embrace a little wildness, our gardens become vibrant habitats, not just pretty spaces for us to admire. In this chapter, I'll show you exactly how to turn dead branches into the backbone of a thriving garden. You'll learn how to use them as mulch, habitat, and even as natural borders for your beds. Whether you have a tiny city plot or a sprawling backyard, you can put this overlooked resource to work. It's simple, free, and incredibly effective. Give it a try. Your soil, your plants, and the creatures that call your garden home will thank you in ways you can't even imagine. Let's get started. What's so special about a dead branch? At first glance, it might seem like nothing more than garden debris, something to be cleared away, but in reality, it's packed with potential, an unsung hero in the cycle of life that unfolds right beneath our feet. Dead wood is a slow-release carbon source, gradually breaking down to build rich, dark humus. As it decomposes, it feeds the soil with organic matter, improving its structure and fertility. This process is nature's way of recycling, turning what looks lifeless into the foundation for new growth. Dead wood acts like a sponge, soaking up rain and holding on to moisture. Over time, it slowly releases this water back into the soil, providing a steady supply of moisture to your plants, even during dry spells. This natural irrigation system helps your garden survive droughts and reduces the need for constant watering. It creates a buffer against extreme weather, keeping your plants healthier and more resilient. But the real magic is in the life it attracts. Fungi, earthworms, beetles, and countless microbes all make their homes in and around dead wood. These creatures are the engine of decomposition, breaking down tough fibers and turning them into nutrients. Fungi, in particular, are masters at breaking down tough wood. Their underground networks, called mycelium, connect with plant roots, sharing nutrients and water across the garden. This hidden web supports plant health in ways we're only beginning to understand. As these organisms feast and tunnel, they aerate the soil, improve drainage, and make nutrients available to plants. Their activity transforms compacted dirt into a living, breathing ecosystem. Burying a branch isn't just adding organic matter, it's inviting a whole ecosystem to your garden. You're creating a habitat for beneficial creatures and setting the stage for healthier, more productive soil. Over time, what was once lifeless dirt transforms into crumbly, fertile soil teeming with life. The difference is visible, and your plants will thank you for it. It's a slow process, but the long-term benefits are huge. With patience, you'll see your garden become more vibrant, resilient, and self-sustaining. So next time you see a dead branch, remember, it's not waste, it's your soil's best investment, and the secret to a thriving, living garden. My favorite way to use big branches is hugelkultur, a centuries-old gardening technique that transforms woody debris into a powerhouse of fertility for your garden. Instead of burning or hauling away those thick branches, you can turn them into the foundation of a thriving ecosystem right in your backyard. Hugelkultur is all about building raised beds with a core of decaying wood. This method mimics the natural process you'd find on a forest floor, where fallen trees slowly break down and enrich the soil over time. To start, dig a trench or simply lay dense logs and thick branches directly on the ground as your foundation. The bigger the wood, the longer it will feed your plants. Layer on smaller branches and twigs to fill in the gaps and create a stable mound. Next, add green materials like grass clippings, fresh leaves, or kitchen scraps. These provide a nitrogen boost, helping the wood decompose and fueling the soil life that will support your plants. Top your mound with a generous layer of leaves, straw, or wood chips. This acts as a mulch, holding in moisture and protecting the soil from erosion. Finally, finish with a thick layer of compost and topsoil. This is where your seeds or seedlings will take root and get their start. You can plant directly into this rich, layered mound. No need to wait for it to break down. As the wood inside breaks down, it generates gentle heat, which can extend your growing season by warming the soil earlier in spring and later into fall. The decaying wood acts like a sponge, soaking up rainwater and slowly releasing it to plant roots. This means your hugelkultur bed stays moist, even during dry spells. Because of this water-holding power, hugelkultur beds need far less irrigation than traditional garden beds, saving you time and effort. Over time, these beds become more fertile each year, as the wood continues to break down and feed the soil. I've grown everything from sprawling squash and pumpkins to delicate herbs like basil and parsley in these mounds, all thriving thanks to the rich, living soil. The mound will shrink as it decomposes. Just add more compost or mulch each season to keep it productive and healthy. Hugelkultur is a fantastic way to recycle woody debris, fallen branches, and prunings that would otherwise go to waste. It's also a no-dig method, so you're building a fertile garden bed without disturbing the soil ecosystem below. The upfront work pays off for years, giving you a resilient, low-maintenance garden that gets better with age. No space for big mounds. Try chop and drop. When pruning, chop branches into small pieces and drop them around your plants as mulch. This mimics the forest floor, suppresses weeds, and insulates soil. The branches soak up rain, slow runoff, and reduce erosion. Over time, fungi and insects break them down, feeding your soil. It's not as tidy as store-bought mulch, but it's free, easy, and natural. Turn cleanup into soil building with chop and drop. Want to boost your garden's ecology? Build a stumpery, arrange logs, stumps, and branches in a shady corner to create a habitat sculpture. This structure shelters toads, salamanders, bees, and beneficial insects. Plant ferns, hostas, or mosses around it for a lush, natural look. As the wood decays, it enriches the soil and supports biodiversity. A stumpery is both beautiful and functional, a focal point that celebrates nature's cycles. It's a living reminder that decay is vital to life. Every visit reveals new life, fungi, wildlife, and thriving plants. Letting nature do its thing creates something truly special. Embrace the full life cycle in your garden. No matter your garden size, you can use dead branches. In containers, break up twigs for mini mulch to retain moisture and add organic matter. In a yard, try a dead hedge, pile branches between posts for a rustic border and wildlife shelter. As the pile decomposes, it feeds the soil and attracts birds and insects. Always use wood from your own property to avoid pests and diseases. Keep woody mulch a few inches from plant stems to prevent rot. Be patient. Building soil with wood takes time. You'll notice more earthworms, birds, and resilient plants as your soil improves. Start small and observe the changes. Once you begin, you'll never see a fallen branch the same way. Every bit helps, and your garden will thrive. Let nature work for you. That pile of branches isn't waste, it's your garden's secret weapon. By letting decomposition work, you become a true garden steward. Next time you see fallen branches, see them as building blocks for a better garden. Your journey to extraordinary soil starts with letting nature do its thing. If you found this helpful, subscribe to Soil Stories for more tips and inspiration. Share this with a fellow gardener. Let's spread the word about the power of dead wood. Together we can grow healthier, more resilient gardens. Happy gardening!